I think the Patriarch is getting some terrible advice in the way he's proceeding. This is my first visit here. I came with my friend Louis Savas, who's been active. Of course, my cousin George Karcazes. I'm glad to see you espouse this cause, and I'll be with you. I honestly feel that your lawsuit is a good suit, and I hope you prevail, because how in heaven's name can they justify going beyond what is there in black and white? I'll tell you something. This is the most foolish thing that's ever been done from the Patriarchate's office, and I ask him to get new advisors, because I'm telling you right now, I would like to feel that the Patriarch has been ill-advised and is not proceeding the way he should, and I think he's a great guy, but we are just as important as the folks in Cuba are. In fact, I think we're a little more important. So, all I can tell you, this is my first visit, I will be with you all the way, and anything I can do to help you, let me know.
Yeah.
The only question I've got here is not being an attorney or realizing what the end ramification is. I'm looking at the end game here. If the end result is that the Patriarch has to ratify and approve what is submitted, how can his final step be overcome regardless of what's submitted to him? And I'm saying, is this entire exercise moot?
Basically what it says is that the changes have to come from here, from the United States, and the Patriarchate can either ratify it or not, but he can't impose his own. In other words, I think that's really basically what you've got. Is you've got built into the 77 Charter, and the revision provision of the 77 Charter is a requirement that both sides have to agree. It's like the, you know...
But what I'm saying, George, what if he never agrees?
Well, then you have the 77 Charter. You're forced to agree to any change, otherwise you remain with the 77 Charter. It's like when you have a 50-50 partnership in the restaurant, you know, you got the two guys and they each have 50% of the stock. They can't, one can't outvote the other one. If you have 49%, 51%, you know what happens to the guy with the 49%. But, you know, it basically essentially says that you have to, and it really creates this idea of syndiaconia, co-ministry. He and we must agree. If we don't agree, if we want things that the Patriarchate cannot accept, or if the Patriarchate wants things that we can't accept, then you're left right back where you were with the 77 Charter. And I think that's the answer.
And you negotiate.
And then you negotiate, obviously. And that's what happened in 77, certainly. In the previous instances, there were differences between the committees of the Patriarch and the committees that were sent over from the U.S. And they negotiated, they disagreed, they finally came to a consensus. And what the consensus was the 77 Charter. That's what's lacking in this charter, is that what's lacking is the consensus.